So hello friends, today we're going to do the restoration of this lens. We're talking about a Nikkor S 55mm 1.2. This is a lens from the 60s. It is fantastic. It produced that dreamy look that it is impossible to get with the lenses of today, and then it is very useful for taking portraits and then doing some cinematography, as it produced this really nice dreamy look. So I got this guy in very poor condition, so the focusing here is quite stiff, and then it's making some ugly noise, as you can see, as you can hear. And then here the aperture ring works nice in one direction, but then the other way around it has trouble. That means it's very dirty. And then the lens itself has some dirt inside. Well, this is not very easy to see on such a big glass, so let me take my famous black glass, and then even then no easy to see, but then okay, yeah, I have it here. Really nice hair, and then a few specks of dust on the inside. So what we're going to do is to open the lens. We're going to disassemble it, and then we're going to clean all the parts thoroughly, so we can bring this guy to a previous glory, and then that we can keep using it for another 50 years. So we're going also to regrease. We're going to remove all grease, and then we're going to put new grease. So this is what we have today. So let's start disassembling this guy, and then as usual we'll look for the set screw, which is very common in Nikkor lenses, and then we get it a bit loose, and then this guy was a bit hard. Okay. And then you can see the part here is rather dirty. There you go, which is a pity for such a nice lens, but then we'll fix all that. So now we're going to remove the optical part. Normally on a clean lens this thing should come out easily. Here it is struggling, so I have to push it with my finger on the back, but then here it goes. And then this is the optical block. We're going to open it just after for cleaning, but then in the meantime let's keep disassembling here. So I put the body, the focusing body, to infinity, and then what I'm going to do now is to remove the 3 screws that are around here. And then with those 3 screws gone, I should be able to pull this guy here, and then again very dirty on the inside. Had a hard time removing it. So we're going to take that, and then I think I'm going to wash all these parts in the ultrasonic bath, because yeah, it is a disaster. So we have this. Now I'm going to, I want to take out the helicoids here, which are actually blocking. So, and then to access that part I need to remove this guy here. And then here we have this part which comes out, and then one of the nice things about this lens is this is that it is made in all metal, so this thing is going to last forever. So, and then here we reach this element here. Just let me zoom a bit and then show it to you. So we have this element and then this element, as we move, goes up, and then when it reaches the edge here, is going to block. So what I'm going to do is to remove it. So I need to take out the two screws here. And then when the two screws out, which I'm going to put aside, if I do the rotation again, this guy is going to fall. Come on, just fall. Here you go. Here you go, the part. So ready for cleaning, and then here, obviously, before I made a mark, which gives me the infinity position. I forgot to mention that to you just before. And here we are. And then with that I can take out this guy here. And then here I go slowly, because at some point here I have these two guys which are going to separate. It just happened. So, and then here I'm going to make a mark. So I know this is the position where they come together. So that's for that. And then here there is one additional disassembly step, and then as you can see, the grease here, it is extremely old. So I ask myself, if it ever had been replaced. So here I am hitting the stop. So the best way to proceed would be to remove this guy here. Okay, let me just make a more permanent mark, because I'm worried I'm going to erase it just after when cleaning this guy. Okay, so here I made a permanent mark, and then here what we're going to do now is to remove this blocking element. Okay, it's really tight. So what we can do alternatively is to remove this guy here, which is also tight. guy, you are supposed to separate here. Okay. This is so stuck that it just flew away, and then I need to find the screw. So let me stop the video for a few seconds while I go and find the screw. So I forgot to launch the video just after finding the screw, but then what I just did was to unscrew this guy so it's separate, and then here what I did is in the point, in the mark I made previously, I made an additional mark just to know that this is the position where they separate. So now what we're going to do is to remove the bayonet here, so we can remove the aperture ring, which is also moving a bit with trouble. The bayonet, which is clean, maybe the only thing that is clean on this lens, and then here I'm having some trouble because there is one screw here that we need to remove in order to take out this guy, and then again lots of dirt, so we're going to clean all that, and then we'll have a lens that can keep going forever. So luckily for us, this part here is clean, because I don't know what I would do if I had to remove all those balls which are making the aperture mechanism. So we have all the parts. So now I'm going to get the cleaning stuff. So here I am ready for the cleaning. So what I'm going to explain to you is how I'm going to proceed for the cleaning of a single part. I will do it, which we need to do, and then I will finish the rest of the camera, because the principle is essentially the same for the rest of the things what I'm going to do. So this part here you can see is extremely dirty, so what I'm doing right now is just to remove the dust using a toothbrush. This is working quite okay. I prepare also a bit of a soapy solution with water in case I need something stronger, but then this seems to be working quite okay, at least for this part here. So it is clean, so let's use the soap thin anyway. For example, on this part here, put my cloth, and then here obviously I will need some heavy work, because as you can see, this is the part where the clicking happens, and then it's just full of grit, or I don't know what kind of stuff. Soapy thin, more water than soap actually, but then I can get now it looks really nice. So I think it hasn't seen like that in years. And then here the exterior, we're going to do the same thing. And then probably the rest of the parts I'm going to put it on the ultrasound machine, or I will do it with the toothbrush like I'm doing here. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. It will depend on the strength of the dirty parts, but then here it looks nice. Very nice, very clean now. So I'm happy of that. And then obviously the 55 1.2. It's a fantastic lens. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to do the cleaning like that for all the other parts, but I'm going to do that off the camera. So that's for the cleaning of this. And then here we have also the cleaning of the oil grease. So then here we need to proceed obviously a bit differently, not with soap, but then we will use lighter fluid, which I have here. And then I forgot to bring some toilet paper just to remove the excess of grease. Okay, so I have what I need, which is just a bit of toilet paper, and then the cleaning of grease. On grease with lighter fluid is quite straightforward. You put it, then the grease is going to dissolve. And then we can see the grease here. It's extremely old. And then extremely dirty as well. The grease normally is yellow or white. And then here you go, black. Okay, and then this is for the grease. So I will do the same for these two parts, so the same process, and then I will do the soap to the other parts. So I'm going to finish this off the camera, and then we meet again in a few seconds for the reassembly. Okay, so I am done with the cleaning, and then we are going to start reassembling the lens. And then, just to save me the trouble of getting the helicoids on the camera, I already prepared this one. So I put it in position according to the marks that I did, which here I finally had to make like a definitive mark. Something sharp, because I was afraid it was going to get away while I was cleaning. So, and then we proceed to greasing this guy, and then here I have one grease that I'm testing. I'm not giving you the name just right now, because if it doesn't work, you will say, okay, DIY extravaganza just told us to use this grease that doesn't work. So I will tell you the name of the grease when I'm sure it works. In the meantime, you can write to me in the comments, and then I can give you different names for different greases that I use and then that I know that work, so you will get the right information. So, but then this grease here, right now I am experimenting with it. So what I'm doing just now is to put in just a bit of grease on the threads. So I don't know if I'm putting a lot. This is a new grease. Okay, so here I put some grease, and then what I do right now is just do some back and forth motions, so the grease spreads properly. Then okay, so this seems to be okay. Now I'm going to put this part here. Then I think the direction does not really matter. And then we put two very small screws that go in. Okay, these screws are a bit annoying because they are extremely small. Okay, so here we go. Now we need to get inside the second element here, and then we look for the mark we did, and then here, as long as we get the marks together, the getting in is usually very simple. And here, okay, let's get out. Okay, here we go. And then I need to look again for my mark. And here I got my mark. Okay, got in. Then we do just a few back and forth motions. To make sure we get grease everywhere. And then this seems to be good. And then here we are in position for the next part. part, which is going to be this one. Just let me get rid of the grease, whose name you're going to know later when I am sure is working. So okay, so I need to get out just a bit here, so I can get the element in position, and then now I can get back. Okay. Yeah, I was doing something silly. Not really. Okay, so here I think I got something wrong. Because my holes here, oh no, it's okay. Okay, I got afraid for a few seconds because I was thinking my holes were not aligned. But then be aware that this is something that could happen, that you get not exactly the holes in position. So okay, stupid tweezers, I connect it, or magnetic, so then I get in trouble because of that. Okay, and then my screwdriver maybe just got magnetized as well. So I need to demagnetize those guys, because sometimes it is very useful, sometimes, like in this case, it is not. Then I want you here outside the street, because obviously I had to open the window while I was doing the clean, because the lighter fluid is rather toxic, so you need to work with it on a ventilated area, so if you want to avoid eventual respiratory issues. So here we go, and then okay, I have to tell you, this grease I am experimenting with is a bit stiff, which is okay for some people, for me not a lot. But then this is what I have. The issue is I actually order my usual grease because I have just a little left, but then I am not sure if I have enough to make a lens, so I got a few different greases, and then I said, okay, let's try this. On the paper they should work, but then, as I'm telling you, I'm not telling you the name just now in case it doesn't work, so you don't say I am telling you. bad advice. Okay, so we're going to put this part here. Okay, so far so good. Now we put the element here, and then we have everything set to be at infinity. So the holes should align. And then once we have the ring in, we'll be able to test and then know for sure if the grease is too stiff or just okay. Okay. Okay, the grease is okay. A bit stiff for my taste, but I guess some people will really like, because you will get a lot of precision when focusing, and then this is really important for this kind of lenses. Okay, so we are near done. We need to put back the aperture ring, and then here there is something that is a bit important, and then here. Okay, then here you see there is a slot, and then this slot here is going to match with the hole that we have here. Wow, now it sounds and goes really nice, not like before, and you have this nasty sound. And then what we need to do, and then what is going to be the tricky part, okay, here we are, is the alignment of the little screw with the slot, which I got. I think I have. No. Okay. Here we go. So I'll take a look from the back, so I can see the little screw hole. You can see it there. And then here we go. Okay, super nice. You know, before it was giving some resistance, especially going in the backwards direction. Here it goes perfectly now. So I put the bayonet, then still we have some work to do with the optical body. That one is going to be extremely quick, but then we have done the mechanics, which are the most important thing for this lens, which the mechanics were in really bad condition. Okay, and that's all for the body. So we have now a smooth get a bit strong focus. It's okay. We have the aperture ring, which is working smoothly, and then doing really strong clickings. This is what we want and really like about vintage lenses. And then here to work on the optical body, let me use this as a support. We're going to remove these 3 screws, and then this is going to be really quick because we'll just going to do a quick blow. And here we go. I keep this on the air, and then we saw there was some dust. And some particles on the glass, and then this should be enough at least to remove the big particles. If you have something like fungus in the lens, you know how to open it now. You saw it, and then you can take a look, for example, at this video where I show you how to remove fungus, and then what kind of recipe I use for that. And then for a standard cleaning, the procedure is pretty much the same, but using lens cleaning fluid that you will find on the video description. And then just to finish, okay, we'll do the cleaning of the back and the front once we are mounted. So we do the following. I already marked this position here, so it's for the diaphragm, otherwise you will need to spend so much time trying to get these guys to align. And then here we put this in position F16, and diaphragm is going to be closed. And then if everything is okay, if we get this guy just in, I am not in position, you can see it, it should come with it. This one is okay, so I miss it, so I'm going to restart this. So this process can take a few trials. If you're lucky, you can get it at the first shot, but then yeah, it is not usually the case. So here I am near, okay, here I am good, and then here I am good, and then I need to put the optical body entirely in. Then the tolerance here is so tight that I'm just maybe a bit tilted. Okay, I'm not entirely in position. Okay, and then I was being blocked by the lever, which was not exactly in position, but then here you go. diaphragm is working super nice. And then here, just to finish, we still need some work to do. You see this spot here, and then this is where the set screw that we removed in the very beginning is going to be in position. I have a mark here, so I know when I have to reach it. And then here I will need to tighten a bit. And then here we go. And then what is just left is to clean this guy. So you will see the lens cleaning fluid that I use, and then usually what I do is 2 cleanings. So this is just isopropyl alcohol with water that I put on a bottle of the lens cleaning fluid I generally use. So here we do the first cleaning, and then here this is to get the lens pre-clean, to remove grease and so on. So I use an old cloth, and then once I have removed the essential and then the most dirty parts, I proceed with the lens cleaning fluid. And then I use a new cleaning cloth, so I get really nice results, like you can see here. Maybe a few traces of cleaning here, and then we do the back, same thing. Get it back. And then here you go. I have this beautiful 55mm 1.2 ready to keep working for another 50 years. So this is all I want to show today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.